I am Kodili-nye. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Hello once again. I hope you are still enjoying your Christmas and waiting for a massive one on New Year. Returning subscribers, you're highly welcome, and those subscribers, thank you for staying with us. And new subscribers, welcome to the family. We're here again to discuss. Now is Nnamdi Kanu about to be released? Is Nnamdi Kanu is about to be released? Let's discuss about that. You could recall that the governor of Abia State recently visited Tinubu at the presidential villa where they discuss a lot of things. But the feelers has it that they discuss about ending the shenanigans created and the brouhahas and strife and divisions by the destructive regime of Buhari that created, that has fractured the country and stunted the economic growth, making people not to work together as one family in Nigeria. That the need for him to end that so that his government will have a better um, a better a better footing for the challenges of revamping the country. And there was also a discussion that that they are also willing to get him released based on certain conditions. Based on what the Abia State the information we gathered that the Abia State governor is willing to negotiate frontally for the complete release of this man that had been incarcerated for no reason or the other. And hopefully we'll be discussing about that. But first of all, we talked about Governor Alexotti. You know that suddenly Sam Mbakwe seems to be have resurrected again, and you can see how passionate this man is. I hope that other governors will also copy his style. Although people will say that it might be the initial gara, but a lot of people are dismissive of those who are spreading negativity about his aims in Abia State. That this guy mean business, because if you can see what he has started doing already, he knows that he mean business. Being less than 6 months in power, the sixth lane or expansion of the Umuahia narrow carriageway, very narrow and a difficult road. You can see that he awarded it within 2 months. You can see that the road is almost expanded. Whereas some other governors has not, even in 2-3 years, has not been able to do much. And which he did award to Cranborg, and the Cranborg moved into site immediately and started clearing the bottleneck that has crippled Umuahia, and to not to look like a capital city. So supposing if this system this guy is using is adopted across born, especially in the eastern Nigeria, in many places in Anambra, in Enugu, in Imo State, you will see that the whole place will completely be transformed. All those narrow roads in the east, major highways, basically it doesn't take you more than a year to just transform them, to expand them, just to expand them. Even if you are not going to do all at the same time, but you can do like a kilometer of it expanded to 6 lane, or or half a kilometer, 6 lane, at least it will help to alleviate the suffering of the people. People are suffering. And this man understood, like Sam Mbakwe, why he was Sam Mbakwe was described as a crying governor, because in trying to you know send his message across about the suffering of the people, he tended to even cry in order to draw more attention. Because he's so much in tune with the reality and the suffering of the people in the street. A government that is with compassion and love for his people. So that government, that's what has been lacking in those politicians, that they have not shown empathy. They have not shown compassion. They have not shown that people on the street need to go through the roads. Look at what they are suffering. People are suffering. They cannot even have a clean environment. There is no modality to change the narrative to make the place a clean place or to make the roads better. So, showing empathy is the mark you can associate with Sam Mbakwe, and which it looks like Alexotti is showing signs of it. So, but we'll keep on discussing. But remember, what we are discussing is about the information that Nnamdi Kanu might be released very soon in the new year, or there might be a broadcast by the president about that. Stay tuned. So welcome back. We are discussing about Alex Otti. I just want to read some of his Christmas message. Number 8, he says, this is also a good time to initiate community development projects. It is gratifying to note that many influential community leaders have brought into our message of holistic development in every part of the state, and would be launching several projects this Christmas to drive human capital development, expand community infrastructure, and support the vulnerable. And number 9 on the item, he says, I congratulate every community that will be launching or commissioning one project or the other this Christmas. Let me also encourage all of you, all of us, to always think of what we can do for our villages and clans and towns all the time. And the number 10, he said, while we shall continue to work as a government to make every part of the state attractive to domestic and foreign investors, we are reminded that much more can be achieved when the elites in the communities get involved, driving the development process according to the most pressing needs of the people. According to the most pressing needs of the people. There are things that people needed in every town and village in Alibo, in the east, or any part of Nigeria. And they are basically roads, security, hospitals, and provision of water, clean drinking water, and basically, and many other shelter. But let's just see, you see, he's talking about hitting the point. So meaning that if he's talking like that, it means that he's going to focus much to alleviate the suffering of the people on that area. So that's what he's talking about. So we on, I think number 11 of that, he says, I am aware that many families traveling home for Christmas experience difficulties along some of the roads where reconstruction and rehabilitation works are ongoing. We regret the inconveniences and promise that by the time you come home next year, things will be a lot different. This is a reassuring message from a great leader. You see, he he shows compassion. He put himself in the suffering of the people, telling them, yes, those roads have been dilapidated for a long time. We are doing it. I know also you are suffering because it causes a lot of bottleneck. But by the time you come next year, that this thing would have been resolved. So this is a leader with a timeline. He's telling you that by this time you are coming, that you know that he's going to actually complete the project. That's what he means, is that he's offering them deep hope. Deep hope. That's exactly what we're asking for. That in Anibo, the politicians, the governors should be working with a timeline. And this man, if you can see what he's doing, you can see that he's changing the narrative. He's changing the game. So there's no point of either speaking big grammar or promising, I will change this, I will do this, I will do that. He's working with a time frame because he knows he has 4 years to actually make a difference. You can't be saying the second term. You just use that 4 years first and hit the ground running, getting all those things that need to be delivered. Within 4 years, the first 1 year, you can deliver 100 rows. If you actually apply the simple way of doing things, you can actually deliver in 1 year. You can actually deliver 20 hospitals. You can actually deliver a lot, even in 1 year, if you are determined. You can actually, set up that the cities become clean. It's not difficult to do these things. But if you keep on planning, in the next 20 years, nothing is accomplished. So that's what happens. So this young man is actually creating a different dimension of government, which has lacked in Anibo. But let's keep on talking about, before we come back to talk about the Nnamdi Kanu issue. And we will use it to wrap up what we are talking about. I am Kodili-nye. Remember to subscribe if you are joining what we are discussing. Remember that we are here to discuss things that are very important to the people, especially in our homeland, because our homeland has to be a livable and a prosperous homeland. Stay tuned. So number 12 on what is it said, to assist commuters this season, we have deployed personnel of Abia State Traffic, Road Traffic and Safety Management Agency and the State Emergency Services at strategic roads to help direct the flow of traffic and support those in emergency situations. We also have other personnel of federal and state agencies to support our people as they travel across the state this Christmas. You are encouraged to cooperate with them or at all times, as they will be on around-the-clock operations this season. Number 13, it says, security remains a priority for the state. We have taken extra measures to guarantee the safety of life and property in all the parts of the state. All security formations in the state has been placed on a high alert to respond promptly to distress calls. We have also expanded our intelligence gathering network to thwart any criminal operation before they are executed. We also encourage community leaders to work closely with the former security agencies in settling up their independent security arrangement. My assurance, Umunnem, is that every part of Abia State is safe and secure. And the 14th item on the list, he says, for those who may wish to invest or expand their investment in any part of the state, this is the right time. The relevant government offices shall remain open to offer youthful assistance when called upon. I am especially appealing to our brothers and sisters to think home. We are making all parts of the state an attractive investment destination by improving security, building public infrastructure, and developing the stock of human capital. Abia is our home, and we must work collectively to build it into great society we have always dreamed of, from my family to yours. And on behalf of the government of Abia State, have a Merry Christmas celebration. Dr. Alexotti, OFR. That's the message. You can see he's talking about, he keep on focusing the people about investment and also expanding the already invested investment, expanding the already done investment in the state. So he keep on focusing the people. That's a mark of leadership. That's a mark of leadership. That's what we want to be talking about. And that's what this great man of timber and caliber, Alexotti, is actually doing. And it's wonderful. We must be very, very glad that this man is coming at the right time to change the narrative of those who are, who have rendered our homeland into a laughing stock, who have made a trademark of insecurity, as if we are people that are not caring about human life. So it's very, very important. When we come back, we will continue to discuss, and finally we will discuss the visit he visited, and on the rumor mail and leaked informations that there are a lot of discussions that will eventually lead to the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We gather that everything are being pushed for total change in the policy of the federal government, because there is understanding that Buhari mismanaged the security and diversity of Nigeria, and thereby risking the unity of the country called Nigeria. So I'm going to discuss more about that. Stay tuned. I am Kodili-nye. Remember, if you're watching this, remember to subscribe to this channel. Remember to support us. And as you support us, we will bringing you what you have never had before, or has not actually called to you. That we are entertaining, we are informative, and we're educative. Stay tuned and enjoy yourself. So Alexotti some few days ago met with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, and have a fruitful and impactful discussion that would help engender peace and development of the Igbo nation in particular and Nigerian state in general. So, and this is just what that was released, but it was gathered that the issue of these agitations and all those things started because of what bad governments, not just in Nigeria, but Abia State, become the epicenter of bad administration. So for years, Abia has been producing the worst as governors. And that has nurtured, according to the filler, that has nurtured these frustrations and this up in arm and the violence that has started. That they think that necessarily that the people from Anibo are not actually keen to separate from Nigeria, but because it seems that even the local politicians are not, over the years, has not fared very well. They have not provided the basic amenities. Now they basically portraying it as if the central government, although not favorable much to the region, but the state has also resources also to put basic facility that if they would have done in Abia State, that thing would not have snowballed into what has happened. And which also they talked about, because of the Abia and the Imo experience, what has been happening, bad leadership that these two states become the epicenter of these problems, and has crippled the whole region and threatened the peace and stability of Nigeria. So now there's a feeling that with the emergence of Alexotti, and with the confidence people have in him, they think that the whole thing can be turned around, and that he is the most popular person now in the region, or even in Nigeria now, that can easily mortgage or or pilot or harness this unfolding scenario of departure from the incompetent Buhari administration. The according to the source, that the security department, the Secret Service, believed that Alexotti is the right man to suffer pedal over the Nnamdi Kanu issue, and that with him being the governor of Abia State, he will be able to resolve the issue. And because he's not only loved by people from Abia, but most of the region and beyond, has embraced his developmental economic agenda and human face democracy agenda. So they were thinking about that. That's what they are speculating, that that's the reason of the meeting, to see a way to get Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release as soon as possible. And I do believe that that's a good news, if he will be able to do that. But he can, because his way of doing things is modeled to Mazi Sam Mbakwe, Dede Mbakwe. That's why people are saying a new Dede Mbakwe has finally arrived and risen from Abia State. So you can see that how he's piloting the affairs of Abia State. So that if you put what he has actually put in place within less than 6 months, or 6 months in power, you can understand that this man has ambition to change the narrative. He want to be with the people. He want to change the Abia story and the Nigerian story. So this great man of timber and caliber he said he has no other ambition but to better the life of common citizens of Abia who have suffered years of bad government since the state was created. The state has not even in one day have somebody that show empathy or compassion to the people, but they have had bad government upon bad government. Even this recent past one was not to write home about. That's what he's trying to explain. And that's why the people suddenly embracing everything about government. The people that used to be dismissive of government policies are now embracing everything he said. So that's also encouraged the Nigerian central government to do a deal with him so that they will release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to him, and that he will be in a position to speak something that will help to heal the wounds that have been created by Buhari administration, and that the Tinubu government was saying they were not supposed to be punished with what the past administration of Buhari did, because they are, although they are the same party, that they are not, they were not the one that held him there. So, but it was also discussed that Alex was telling them that it's a time of healing. A new administration should look into settling the errors of the past by getting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and others released, and a sort of uh, um, soft landing offered to him. So if you will recall that the Southeast Development Commission bill that have been proposed for years, but that have been stopped by Buhari administration using his fronts in the National Assembly, you can see now that there is a accelerated hearing on that. And that's feelers where it was gathered that part of this is part of the game plan to change the narrative of what the mismanagement of Nigerian unity and diversity by the Buhari administration. They're trying to, because the country need to work in oneness, and work in oneness is to get them to get every component parts of the country to work as a team, so that the difficult economic situation in the country will be able to be resolved. And that's the part of the deal that they decided to make the former governor of Ebonyi State as the Minister of Works, because according to the presidency, that it has been that the region has not fared very well. They were not given that Ministry of Works, even when other people are having it. Most, in spite of the smallness of the landmass, most of the roads are not built. That they were thinking that if a person from that state, from that region, and a person that is highly qualified engineer that has shown that he can actually deal with road infrastructure very well, can be given that tax, that it will also help to at least build the one roads that as he is building other places, that he will also build fewer roads in the east that should have been built, because the kilometers are not that long. That one road in the north, or from the west to the north, is far bigger than those, longer than most of the, in kilometers, most of the roads joined together in the east. So they were thinking that with him also there, that a lot of these roads will be built, and the people will say now that it seems what we are fighting for, that it seems we are getting it. So that's part of the politics. The source was actually saying that are being applied, and for me, I think is that's what it should be. Politics should be of showing compassion to people, showing belonging to everybody. If you say you are one country, you should see also, if you award 200 kilometers of road in the northeast, make sure you award it in other components of the country. So to show a sense of belonging, if you award 100 kilometers of road, you're doing really well in the north, northeast, northwest, why not do it other places, so that so that the country will be moving forward? If you have an international airport in one of the 6 regions, make sure that all the 6 regions have international airport, plane landing there. That's what it should be. So that's what been discussed about, and that's what this they were trying to to do, so that it will show that Tinubu government is completely different from Buhari government. That is, he knows how to manage the diversity of the country. And also because Nigeria is also in a very bad state, left by the Buhari administration, a lot of debt, a lot of uncompleted project, a lot of security issues. They think that they will use this to also to dampen the those who are thinking that he will follow the path of Buhari, and they also using all those things to also to cool down the bad politics played against Peter Obi. You know how he was actually his mandate was taken from him controversially through judicial scandals, the judicial maneuvering and interference. So that's what has been the fillers we are discussing about. We gathered also that Abia State Governor, they think that he is the right person because as he's projecting Abia in a good light, that although that is not part of their party, but that is a front to be used for the changing, bringing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from torture, from imprisonment. So I don't know what we're going to call this. Is Nnamdi Kanu about to be released? Is Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, about to be released? I think that's what we're gonna call this. I don't know your opinion. I don't know if you think what we are discussing is the right one. We know that there are a lot of negotiation going on since, but that now that Alexotti and his tenacity and how he also wants, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is also from Abia State, and as that in the past that governors of Abia State has not done much about that, that rather is governors from other places, people from other places, that now he is the one leading the whole thing, and as a state, home state of Nnamdi Kanu, that they will he will be able to succeed on that. You can imagine what this poor man has been going through. You can imagine his child without his father for 2 years or 3 years now. Remember about his wife, in Christmas, you're all celebrating. Think about that. So this cruelty about in Nigeria should actually stop. This wickedness, this rascality must stop. If you are going to charge somebody, let's leave the court. Let the court do this thing. No interference. There's no point of holding somebody perpetually in this difficult time. Sorry for the cut off. There's no point of incarcerating somebody, a father, because of what he's saying. If somebody is saying something, it's not something that the person should be hold incommunicado or without trial or sham trials. So Nigeria should do the needful, because it's damaging the country's reputation has been destroyed already. And the investors are running away from the country because once they know that the court system in Nigeria cannot even protect the Nigerians, what about their investment? So meaning that if anything happened, they cannot even be able to go to the court and have justice. So my prayers is for all these things to be resolved, because in order to decapitate those charlatans and riffraffs that have used that under the cover of that to perpetuate wickedness on their own brothers and sisters, even stopping them from going to work for no reason or the other. So because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, thinking about that if somebody offend you, you come home and start destroying your father's compound. So thinking about that, if somebody offend you away from home, the person is far away from your home. Instead of pursuing that person, you come home and said, oh, nobody will sleep in your house because somebody else from another place offended you. So you can see that that's why these guys has turned our homeland into a laughing stock. Here, actually, people are joking about our people, say that they thought before they are people of wisdom, but it seems that they have lacked the basic wisdom. They have not shown political sagacity. That they would actually would have engineered this in another way, but instead they decided to be playing into the hand of those who are holding the guy. That's why nothing has been able to move those who are holding him, because they are happy. Because if you want to destroy your own land, they will also help you to do that. That's exactly what has happened. I do believe that after this, our people has to learn lesson and move in the right direction. No longer should we allow ourselves to be conjured and used like people that lack basic knowledge and basic understanding and wisdom. So we should be mindful of this being used against ourselves, be allowing people that are nobodies, those that have not even put a pin in the homeland, or giving anybody a clean cup of water or cup of tea, or even a plate of food to to direct what is, or to control what is happening in our homeland. Remember, our homeland must be livable and prosperous homeland, a land God has blessed with milk and honey. It must be a land of destination, not a departed lounge. I'm just quoting the words of Professor Chukwuma Soludo, the present governor of Anambra State. Let's all work hand together to get this young man, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to from the incarceration. Let us also support this initiative of Alexotti. He's not talking in the public about it. He doesn't need to. But let's also pray that he will succeed, that they will do as they are. The fillers are confirming that they are willing to do that. And hopefully that 2024 will be a wonderful year to all, a year of exceptional miracles, a year that many will rejoice, and our homeland shall be free from those holding it down, and there shall be great infrastructural development in Alibo. I remain Kodili-nye. Remember to subscribe, remember to share this vlog, remember to continue to pray, continue to hold your peace, continue to do the needful. Make sure that you share love to one another. And may the good Lord bless all of us. See you in the next video. Bye.